What's up, everybody? It's Draymond Green. Make sure you subscribe to the Volumes YouTube channel below so you don't miss any more of this great content going forward.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Draymond Green Show. We are live on air after a tough loss. I am very pissed off, but let's get right into it. Lakers took tonight 117-112 to steal home court advantage. Pretty frustrating game for myself. AD had a great performance, 30 points, 23 boards, 5 assists. Steph, 27, 6 and 3. Lewin, another 20 rebound game with 23 boards. It was great to see JP find himself with 21 points. But let's just get into it a little bit, and we will talk about these things. Number one, AD having
the game that he had. We have to do a better job there. I think when you allow a great player like AD to kind of get a couple easy looks early, it changes things for him. See the ball go in early, and he had it going. I think he was 9 for 10 at the half, but just those couple early mid-range jumpers, really allowed him to find this rhythm. And once you let a great player find their rhythm, it's tough. It's tough to break it. And, we never did. And, he had a dominant performance. We can do a much better job at the point of attack, I think, and especially in pick and roll. I thought he got a lot of them out of the pick and roll. So our pick and roll coverage can be better. It sometimes takes a little getting used to, especially, series to series when you completely change your game plan. Sometimes it takes some adjustments. So we'll make those adjustments and, get back accustomed to, the pick and roll coverage that we'll need to play against these guys and, overall be better and not give up those easy ones to start the game and let, especially AD, let him get a rhythm. How great have the playoffs been so far? You've heard me talk about all of these matchups, and it's only going to get better. If you're in a city that's still in it, you have to experience this for yourself. I know you've heard me say that, but I promise there is nothing like a playoff game live and in person. And Game Time is the way to get there. For last-minute amazing deals on tickets to your favorite NBA team, check out Game Time, the fastest-growing ticketing app in the U.S. And it doesn't stop with the NBA. Game Time has tickets to MLB, NHL, even concerts and comedy shows too. Download the Game Time app and redeem code GREEN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, download the Game Time app and enter code GREEN, that's GREEN, for $20 off. No matter where you live, get out and have some fun this week. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. They also have 4 blocks, I thought, I didn't think we challenged them a ton at the rim. Still was able to get some good blocks. He got the one on Steph's underhand kind of runner / floater / finger roll / whatever you want to call the shot, but that was a very big block. So you got to give him credit. He dominated on both sides of the floor. And that's on, myself to try to change that. And I'll take that one on the chin. Steph, 27 points. He really got it going there late in that fourth quarter. It'll be good to kind of figure out how to get him loose. Jared Vanderbilt did a really good job defending. You have to give him a lot of credit. Schroeder also did a good job defending. Have to give him some credit as well. But I think there are some things that we can get to free Steph up a little bit more. And especially with me when I'm on the floor, got to stay out of foul trouble and stay on the floor. But when I'm on the floor, I think there are some things that I can do to get him the ball. So I think we can be better there. As I said, Kevon Looney had an incredible game, 23 boards again. Loon is a rebounding machine. I think he has 7 offensive. Rebounding machine, doing an incredible job. And, when he having games like that, we got to make sure we capitalize on that and win. I think we had 21 threes that we made. They made 5 or 6 threes. But the free throw discrepancy was huge. I think, they were 25 for 29 from the line, and we were 5 for 6. and you have to do a better job of defending without fouling. I thought, they're going to get fouled. They play a lot at the rim, so they're going to get some fouls. But I thought there was some that we could have been better in taking away, especially when they're in the bonus. I think we gave them 6 or 8 away from the rim free throws, or away from the rim fouls that led to free throws because we were in a penalty. And, you take those out and it's 21 free throws, and as opposed to 29, that changes things a lot. So just got to control what you can control and take the ones away that we know we can take away. And I think we'll do a better job there. It was also good to see Jordan get going. Jordan had 21, his 6 threes. 5 threes, I'm sorry. 5 or 6. He was 5 for 11 or 6 or 11 from 3. But that's neither here nor there. He hit 6 threes, but that's neither here nor there. I know everyone's talking about the last 3 that he missed. Quite frankly, I like the shot. You obviously, you tell him to eat up the space and take 3 a little bit closer, as there was, he could have eaten up the space, but Jordan can shoot the ball, and he got a good look at it. Yes, you want him to take a couple steps in and get an even closer 3, but Jordan taking that 3 is not why we lost that game. And I know everyone's going to point at that one play and say he should have never shot that 3. Prior to that 3, he was 6 for 10. So you got a guy 6 for 10 that can shoot the piss out of the ball, and you get an open 3, you live with it. There were some things that I personally could have done to make sure we weren't even in that situation. I played like shit. I am not. I am disgusted with myself right now. Number one, getting in foul trouble. Can't get in foul trouble. Got to stay on the floor. It's been a thing lately, and I have to be better. Take a couple here and there. Can't do that. My third foul was on a Jared Vanderbilt putback. Like, if he gets to 2 points, we go down, life goes on. So I have to be smarter and not put us in that position that throws off rotations, that throws off matchups, that throws off a ton of things on top of me not being on the floor. So I got to be better and smarter, and I will be to make sure I'm there for my team, which will also lead me to having a better game. I thought I got off to a good start, and, with the foul trouble, I lost my rhythm, and I never really found it again. So that'll be better for us. Klay Thompson was really good, really aggressive. We're going to need him to stay aggressive as he was. And I'm telling you, man, LeBron is playing a totally different style, totally different game than we've ever seen him play before. And it's interesting figuring it out. It's very interesting. Like, you're not used to seeing LeBron off the ball so much. And so I thought that was interesting, and something that we'll have to adjust to. It's just not your typical LeBron running the show, which is a bit weird. But in saying that, some of the things that I liked about that game for us, I thought, we shot the 3 pretty decent. And we got shots that we wanted to get to. And, with their defensive scheme, they present some challenges. But I thought we got some really, really, really good looks, and some of them we made, some of them we didn't. But you live with that. Usually you shoot 21, you make 21 threes and the other team makes 6. That's that usually will win you the game. Let's see, that's 15 more threes, that's 45 points. More from 3. They made up some of that, 20. They made up 20 of those points from the free throw line. That but overall, you have to give them some credit. Give them a lot of credit. They came in, they took home court advantage. It's going to be on us to come out in game 2, make sure we take care of our business in game 2, and then go down to LA and get 1. Preferably 2, but get 1. Some things that I did not like was, like I said, myself getting in foul trouble, the amount of fouls that we had. I thought could have been better controlled. And then I think we had a couple laws on offense where we weren't really getting into anything good. And if we can take that away, I think that was the one time where they went up 10, where they were up 10 for a good amount. But when they first initially went up 10, we were in the middle of a law. And so we can do a better job there, and we will. Very quick turnaround. The turnaround was definitely not the reason we lost, or especially from an energy standpoint. But as far as the game plan goes, I think we'll continue to get better with our game plan, as we always do as series goes on. But we'll continue to get our game plan together, continue to tighten up more things. Now that you've seen this team once in game one, you start to figure some things out, and that's how every series goes. I thought we were doing a really good job on D'Angelo Russell. Then we started letting him get loose quite a bit. So it'd be important that we do a better job on D'Lo. I thought we did a really good job on Austin Reeves, which was really big. And we also have to do a better job on Schroeder. I'm not sure how many points he finished with, but he had a really, really big impact on the game. So we'll have to do a better job guarding Dennis as well. He's been an X factor for those guys all year, coming off the bench, and he's going to play a ton of minutes. We know that. So we'll have to do a better job there. But overall in this series, I like our chances. I like, some of the things that we saw tonight. There's a few things that we can clean up. I can play a lot better. I will play a lot better. As I said, I'm disgusted with myself. I was awful. And I'll be better. I know I'll be better. I trust in me. I trust in our guys, and I know we'll get it done. So very frustrating one. Obviously coming out, you want to take game one, but they got it. Tip your hat to them. Lace them back up. Go back to the drawing board tonight and tomorrow. Like I said, continue to dial our game plan, and you lace them back up and go back out there and take game two. That'll be our goal. That's our focus. I'm looking forward to doing that. Couple other series before we get out of here. Like I said, I need to go watch this film. I know what I'm gonna see. Fucking disgusting. But Celtics lose game one without Joel Embiid. James Harden, 45 points. I find it very funny and ironic that James in the last series was just saying, like, man, I come out and get 20 and people say I'm not the old James Harden. But when I was getting 40 and 50, everybody said you can't win that way. And he backed that up and came right out and got 45 when he needed it most with Joel out. Number one, before I go into that, congratulations to Joel Embiid on winning MVP. He is the Draymond Green Show guest. It was great to have him on. If you haven't heard that conversation, you should go back and check it out. It was extremely fun, extremely insightful, and just kind of hearing, just his process and, his background and all of those things was extremely fun. So like I said, if you haven't listened to that, go back and check it out. But congratulations. Long overdue and well-deserved. I think, Joel has been putting together cases for the last few years. Not that Joker wasn't deserving, because he was very deserving, but happy to see Joel get it. Because I think, I really have an issue when people aren't necessarily forthcoming in what they want, forthcoming in their goals. And by the way, I know somebody will say I'm talking about Joker. I'm not talking about Joker. Joker has, number one, he has 2 MVPs. If he never wins another one, he's a 2-time back-to-back MVP. So I'm not talking about Joker, and I'm not a sneak disser. If I was talking about Joker, I will say it. So before you run with your little headlines like, oh, Draymond takes a shot at Joker, you're fucking lying. But I love when people are outwardly speaking about things that they want. Joel has been speaking about winning the MVP since he came in the NBA. And to see him actually put the work in and go do that through all the injuries, getting healthy, playing enough games, like, I applaud that and I respect that, because it's easy to sit behind it and never say nothing, but that's what you're really gunning for. It's very easy to do that, because if you never win, no one ever said anything because you never said anything. To put that pressure on yourself and actually go deliver, I got a bunch of love and respect for that. So, again, congratulations to Joel Embiid. Hell of a player, well-deserved. It's good to see him finally put that up on his mantle because it's been long overdue. But as I was saying and getting back to Philly winning that game and James Harden 45-point night, I was really surprised with Al Horford's defense on the last play. Like, James is getting to that step back, and you know that. And he just kind of let him dance into it. I thought that was a very interesting defense. But also not a very easy shot. Although James Harden has made that shot look easy over the years, not very easy shot. PJ Tucker has 0.0 shot attempts. But his impact on the game was huge. Absolutely huge. That series is going to be fun. If you're the Celtics, you got to be pissed off that you gave one away at home without Joel Embiid. Now you got ground to make up. Quite frankly, if I had to guess, I don't think Joel will be back for game 3 either. If 4, like that's a tough injury. And Joel is not your typical big that's doing this back and forth in straight lines. Joel is very shifty and he moves great laterally. And so when you start talking an LCL, it's tough. It's tough. You're talking a 4 to 6 week normally recovery time. So I think, they'll get one game at least back in Philly without Joel. Not saying they'll win it, but they'll get the same opportunity that they had at home. But it definitely relieves some pressure from Joel in having a rush. You lose that first one, and now you're like, I need to get Now you go in there in game 2, and you're like, man, we got nothing to lose. Let's go in here firing. And that can get really ugly if they go and take game 2. So, but I expect the Celtics to respond, as they always do. But that series will be fun to watch, and also looking to see James Harden going to channel that 40-50 James Harden like we all have grown accustomed to him being capable of doing. The Knicks tied the series up tonight at 1-1. No Jimmy Butler. Was out with the ankle injury. Julius Randle did come back. Jalen Brunson had a big game. And I actually expected Jalen to have a big game because no Jimmy Butler. He definitely shot the 3 well, but also, him getting in the paint and getting fouled. He got to the line. He got some of his mid-range stuff going. And that's a lot easier to do when there's no Jimmy, because then you're putting a smaller defender on Jalen, and that gets tough when he has a smaller defender. He's super smart, super strong, and he's going to take advantage and get the shots that he wants when he has a smaller defender. So I actually expected him to get off. Now it's tied up 1-1, headed back to Miami. I expect Jimmy to play in game 3. Jimmy's tough as nails, man. And honestly, if they didn't win game 1, Jimmy probably would have been out there game 2. But now you're talking he'll be on 4.5 days rest. Well, really 6 days rest between last game and the next game that he'll play, as opposed to a day and a half rest and trying to get back out there tonight. So expect to see Jimmy, and I am actually expecting Miami to go home and take game 3. We'll talk about game 4 when we get there, but I'm expecting Miami to go back home and take game 3. And lastly, before we get out of here, the Nuggets are up 2-0 on the Suns. Chris Paul, as we know, is out for at least a week with a groin injury. What does the Suns have to do to turn this thing around? Well, it's tough. It is tough. And here's why I think it is tough. Jamal Murray played awful. He shot awful. I wouldn't necessarily say he played awful, but he shot awful. Couldn't hit a bucket. Hit a couple big buckets, but couldn't get it going. And they won by 10. Could not get it going, and they won by 10. That's trouble. And so what do the Suns have to do to turn it around? KD took 27 shots and scored 24 points. Number one, for KD to take 27 shots is very uncharacteristic of KD. For KD to have less points than shots is extremely uncharacteristic of KD. So what do they have to do to turn this thing around? Well, number one, they're going to need Campaign to play big, and I don't necessarily see that happening. He's just missed so much time over the last three months of the season. He was injured for a long time, came back for a short time, back injured for a while. And so I just don't know, like, if he's going to have enough as far as rhythm and all of those things. But they'll need big performances from Cam. D-Book got it going in game 2 last night from 3, from 2. He got to the line. They'll need better performance out of KD, obviously, and we all know and expect KD to have a better performance. But the one thing that Phoenix is struggling with is their depth. And, that was one issue that we all knew they had with the trade. But they've really, that's shown up in this series in a major way. You got Bruce Brown coming off the bench playing incredible. For the Nuggets, you got Jeff Green coming off the bench playing really, really good for the Nuggets. And the rookie, Christian Braun, he's playing his role incredibly well. So you got to give those guys credit. They've obviously had the edge there. And Michael Porter Jr. also did not play well last night. And so you hold Michael Porter Jr. to a very quiet night. You hold Jamal Murray to a very quiet night and lose by 10. That's scary. So I think that's something to watch for. It's unfortunate to see Chris Paul get hurt in the playoffs again. You always want to see guys at healthy and teams at their best and at full strength. But as I said before, injuries are a part of it, and the team that stays the healthiest usually have the best chance to win. So we'll see what they can do if they're able to turn this thing around without Chris Paul. They'll need Book and KD going to have to combine for 75, 80 points if they're going to have a chance at turning this series and winning. And guess what? They're more than capable of doing it. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that series. Till next time, that is a wrap from this episode of the Draymond Green Show. I want to thank you all for listening on app. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. We are going to be doing these episodes after every game. This series, either the night of or the next morning, we'll definitely keep you updated on when the next ones will come. But until next time, that's a wrap from the Draymond Green Show. Peace. What's up, everybody? It's Draymond Green. Make sure you subscribe to the Volumes YouTube channel below so you don't miss any more of this great content going forward.